Yo, what's going on YouTube, and welcome back to Goal Line Hockey. It's your boy Kevin Forte, and today we are taking a look in the Central Division as we take a look at who could be making the playoffs in the Central Division. Now, it's a little bit of a kind of wild card situation. I think there's a chance that they could potentially take both wild card positions in the playoffs this spring, but things are going to have to fall a certain way. They're going to have to make the right moves at the deadline. So we're going to go over who I think makes the playoffs in the Central Division right now. So the first two are kind of easy and kind of surprising. The Dallas Stars and the Winnipeg Jets are leading the way in that division, potentially the winners of that division here in 2023. Those are the two teams that I'm very confident make it. And then things get a little bit interesting. There's a 5-point gap between Winnipeg and Minnesota right now. So you look at the Wild, the Blues, the Predators, and the Avalanche. All four of those teams are kind of duking it out for probably 3 spots. Or really even less than that, 2 spots. So 2 fan bases are going to be very disappointed, and 2 are probably going to be pretty stoked that they're making the playoffs this year. So if I had to look at it, Minnesota, I'm pretty confident with the Minnesota Wild here. I think they have a lot that they want to do. And I think they're a team right now that, if the goaltending can just hold up. Fleury has struggled a little bit recently, and I'm expecting him to have a comeback. They're currently on a 3-game losing skid. I expect them to start to make their way back up, and they're definitely a team to watch here. The St. Louis Blues, I like what they've done. They're on a 2-game winning streak. They've definitely played a little bit better recently, but they are not the team that I think is going to do what they want to do this year. I think that there are still some shortcomings in between the pipes for this team. Binnington's looked better, and, that team has looked a little bit better recently, but I'm just not sold on them yet. Same thing for the Nashville Predators. I think the biggest weakness for the Predators across all 4 of these teams, the Predators are the least talented and the least, they have the least amount of depth. So Nashville, I think, has shown that they are already kind of looking at a scenario where they're going to probably sell at this year's deadline despite where they sit. And I think they're a team to watch for here over the next, 3 or 4 weeks, because if they continue to be out of the playoffs here for the next 3 or 4 weeks, I think we're going to see them sell. And there's been rumors that Ekholm's name has been thrown out there. McDonough's name has been thrown out there. So just a couple of things to watch for in Nashville, but I do not have them making the playoffs, which means of these 4 teams, I have Minnesota and the Colorado Avalanche. You can't bet against the Colorado Avalanche here. They've had a lot of injuries, and that's been a really big problem for them really since the beginning of this season. The Tampa Bay Lightning have kind of had that same effect, right? All the endorphins and everything just, so much energy and hype, going into the playoffs and all those big, important playoff games just to go back to the regular season. It's definitely tough to get up for those games. It's hard to be motivated. And, it's a grind for a long season. And again, with those injuries on top of that and a new goalie tandem, this team is definitely different than they were last year. But I think they still make the postseason. You can't bet against the Avalanche. And I think if they add a big piece at the deadline, like a Bo Horvat, this team is going to be that much better. And I think the Colorado Avalanche are that 4th team to sneak into the playoffs in the Central Division. So that's it for today's video, guys. Let me know what you think down below. As of today, which 4 teams do you potentially think make it into the playoffs in the Central Division? Guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you again next time.